So welcome to what I call functional plant chaos behind me here, where everything is technically alive, it's growing, some is actually growing okay, but it's definitely not the best it could be. And especially through the winter that's just gone, this shelf kind of works, but it could be so much better. And today is the day that I stop putting it off and actually do something about it. So look, this shelf has been on my to-do list for about 5, maybe even 6 months now, just to clean it and fix all the plants. And now that it's the end of winter here in Sydney, in a couple of weeks, spring is here. I'm really excited for all the spring growth. It's been a very wet and cold winter here, so plants aren't doing as well in some cases as in others. So I just need to do something about this shelf, get it ready for spring. Every time I walk past it, I'm like, yep, I'm definitely going to do something about that today. And then I just keep walking, basically. So not today. Today, I'm tackling this beast and I'm going to make this amazing and ready for spring. Okay, so we're going to go left to right with this plant shelf. I'm just going to quickly have a look at all the plants. I'll talk through what's going on. First of all, this is my Mamei Philodendron Mamei. You've probably seen this in the back of a lot of my A-roll pictures where I'm just talking to the camera. Absolutely beautiful. These leaves are getting huge, but it did have spider mites. Now I seem to have gotten rid of them, but there are some dots, like really small dots here and there on the back of the leaves. And you can see, especially here, the yellowing on the side of the leaves and the edges of the leaves that's happening. This kind of thing here, where the edges are starting to tinge a little bit, that's a real obvious sign of spider mites. And unfortunately, I think the leaves just got a bit too damaged before I got to the spider mites, so they're not really doing the best, but they're still huge. Plus, this window that you can see, this blocky thing, is like double glazed. The thick kind of bricks that kind of come through the window. It just hasn't got a lot of light, which is why I have these lights normally here on the table. Not the best situation, but hey, it's what I have to deal with in this area. But at least it gives a supplemental light to these plants so they can grow bigger. So this girl is growing, but I'm actually going to clean it up. Now, a mamei is normally a crawling plant in nature, like crawls along the ground, but I've actually trained mine upwards and it seems to be fine. It's got a brand new leaf growing, so it's not the best time to chop it. I definitely am going to get rid of some leaves. It just definitely needs a repot. I'm going to clean the leaves, so we'll see what's happening with that one. Next up is this gorgeous little plant. It's a pink princess. Let me get it. See, everything's kind of stuck in here. There we go. Plant Tetris, I'm telling you, if you've seen that video, Plant Tetris. So this is my Philodendron Pink Princess Galaxy. It's got this beautiful marbling through the leaves. It's fairly new. It's given me one really gorgeous leaf there, but I think it needs a repot. It's only in a very small pot. Well, they don't look the healthiest. So I do just want to get down to the root ball and see what's happening down there. And again, it might just need a freshening up and a repot. It definitely needs a water. Okay, next up is an overgrown Albo cutting. It was originally, actually it was the base of my Albo cutting. When was that? About a year ago now. And I cut it into 13 different sections. I've got a whole video about my Albo cutting. It was so scary at the time, because it was my most expensive plant. And this is her, and she's just growing left, right, and center, a bit wonky. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful aerial roots. But if you have a look, the leaves are facing everywhere. So they're facing that way, and then a little bit front that way, and then the other side facing towards the window. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna chop up the top, and the leaves that are facing one way, I'll chop off and I'll replant properly, and then the leaves that are facing forward, I might leave it or cut it up again and resell and regrow, because it's still got some nice variegation, but it needs brighter light to get more variegation out of the plant. Oh, mealybug! Oh, there was a mealybug. I squished it, but where's one mealybug there? Ah, I hate mealybugs. There's only one. Where in the world? Oh, okay. Definitely need to get that off and check over thoroughly. Right, my next one, I'm not going to pull it out right now, but it is this one here. So this browning of the leaf, I thought because it was touching the light, because it was for a long time, but I've just seen it might have edema. Basically, I think I've overwatered it for a little bit and the plant leaf cells have burst. I mean, it's not dying off, but it's not looking good. Yeah, that soil looks wet. Is that sitting in water? Sitting in water a little bit. It's an easy grower. It's a pretty fast grower. It just is. I mean, I've had to chop it off a couple of times from the top here. You can see a couple of chopping pops just in the corner there. And this one again is a new and there's a cutting there, so it's a new growth. So I have chopped it several times already, but again, it definitely needs a refresh in the soil by the look of it. It's a little bit too wet. Again, needs a fix. By the way, this whole camera setup is on my dining room table. Things we do in smaller apartments and homes, but that's okay. So if you've seen one of my recent videos about problems with peace lilies, a new leaf has opened up. She's looking very beautiful. She's doing quite lovely there, but she is just plonked there, and I think I want to move her back upstairs to my brightest room. Plus, she's not fitting in pot properly, but she's looking quite healthy actually. I'm really liking that. This one here is my Philodendron Tenue. Philodendron Tenue, that's it, T-E-N-U-E. Beautiful, kind of reminds me of an anthurium, not a philodendron. She's doing okay actually, and the leaves are looking pretty good, but again, just needs a nice repot. And then my poor little baby, I have had a look at this so many times. This is my McDowell, one of the biggest plants, or biggest leaved plants in my collection. She's a crawler, she's dusty, really hard to get to, but that's because I can't get past all of her leaves, but she is enjoying life quite a bit. And some of the leaves, I mean, that came out wonky, but look how big and beautiful that leaf is, but it's just folded back because it probably didn't get enough water when it was growing. I've got a leaf here that's kind of on its way out. You can just see the yellow starting, and the leaf itself is bent. So it's only being held up by a little bit of Velcro, plant Velcro. And the reason why I really just wanted to clean this whole shelf is the plant is overgrown. It's a crawling plant, and it's just crawled all its way to try and find a new place. So it's over all of my allocations on that table, and I want to put that crawling part back into a big pot. So I bought this from my Bunnings, my big local hardware store. It is a self-watering pot. Again, and it's even got this actually cute silver piece which holds the pot together, so that's quite cool. But this McDowell, who's a crawler, really wants to crawl more than any other plant. I tried to train it up a moss pulp, it didn't work. So I want it to crawl in its natural state, so I've got a nice big, I think this is a 70 or 80 centimetre wide pot, because it's currently just in a nice 20 centimetre pot and it's escaping left, right and centre. So that's the main reason why I wanted to give this plant shelf a go, but all of these plants are kind of starting to suffer. So I want to make them fresh, make them clean, repot everything, clean everything, and get it ready for spring in 2 weeks' time, which is so exciting, and let these babies grow and just make it look more pretty for me to walk past every day. Right. Is that it? Actually, now I'm going to clean first, and then we'll come back plant by plant and we'll fix all the plants up. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Right, everything's clean, but I want to show you the table, the outside of the camera spot, just to show you what it's like. Behind the scenes footage of everything. Okay, I've decided to do the easy ones first, just for a bit of motivation. So let's repot the smaller ones first. With these two, if the soil is still okay, I'm going to keep it and reuse it, just refreshing it. If it's okay, I'm just going to check. The roots, while small, are still healthy, and they're a pink princess, so they're pink roots. They're not brown, but you can see, nice, still healthy. They're all just climbing around the outside. What I want to do is put this into a clear pot so I can see what's happening, but I don't want it to be too big. I want the root ball to be about half the size or just a little bit less than the pot I'm putting it in. My potting mix is very, very airy, so let's use my lovely arrowed mix. I love this mix. Okay, one, nice and healthy, moss pulp needs some water. Okay, number two. So if you just, yeah, so there you go. If you just pull at the roots ever so lightly, the unhealthy ones will come off, technically. Yeah, although that was fairly healthy, but they're not in the best condition. So I definitely need to repot it into a new mix. We do have, under the dirt, you can just see some white roots there. Just see them. Much more airy. Okay. So I don't know what to do with this plant. I might just leave it be for a bit. I'm definitely going to give it some fresh soil. And while the leaves don't look that decent close up, I'll just give it a good clean over. I think I might just leave all the leaves on. Okay, let's repot first, and then we'll clean it, and then we'll see how we go. Not bad. So they're all nice and white. I've decided I'm going to get rid of more. Right, the next one is this Albo. So let's have a look at the Albo. And I think I'm going to keep it in the same base because it seems to be okay. I might just top it up a little bit, but I'm definitely going to chop and prop. So here we go. So there's the original stem. That's where I cut the whole plant, mama plant to begin with. It started growing a little growth. It actually grew 2 points, obviously, but only one kept on going. You can see here it's got beautiful, nice, a lot of white in the stem, and that was giving me really nice variegation in the leaves. Then it got a little less variegation, and that was giving me more green in the leaves. And then again, it's been a little bit more lighter outside, so it's getting more light. So again, the variegation is coming back, which is lovely, and it's getting more white. So you can tell by the stem how nice the plant is going to be. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, they're all facing that way. They should be facing this way towards me. It's like a 360. It's a bit crazy. So I think I might cut it with those 3 main leaves. It's got a beautiful aerial root that can sustain it, turn into a root down the bottom. Same with that one. Nice big aerial root. And we can start a new plant with that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's do it. I can. Oh, see, it's got beautiful, still growing, beautiful new root growth. Right, so what I've decided to do with my Mamei here is, because it's got a brand new leaf coming out right out the top and it's literally just coming out, looks like a really nice size as well. I don't want to chop the plant. I don't want to propagate the plant and chop the stem because that leaf won't come out properly. So I still need energy to get to that growth point. However, the bottom of the stem here is really bare. So I kind of want to just get rid of all of that. I want to keep the top part and then move it down to the base and then start again. So it's kind of like a chop and prop, but I'm not going to do it today. Instead, what I'm going to do today, I've decided, is I'm going to notch the plant. So basically, I'm just going to cut into the stem about halfway through, quite deep, not too deep, but a third, maybe a little bit more, because I want to trick the plant to think it's a little bit broken and start putting out a new growth just below it or just above it. Because ultimately, that leaf is probably going to come off. The leaf there is probably going to come off because they were the 2 leaves. You can see just there, they're yellowing a little bit just there. So we'll go there. Okay. Pop this in there like this, nice and thin, all the way in. Okay, that's it. This is the part that I need to tackle the most because can you see it's not a climbing. So I had a pole here originally. Sorry, you can see half my face. I had a pole here originally for it to climb because I wanted to try and get it to climb. Did not work. Can you see a close up? There's this crawling stem all the way across. So it's tried to find some and it is now here. See, I can move it. There you go. So it's all over this table here of all of my alocasias, just happily like doing whatever thing. So I need to lift that up and I want to put this straight onto that long white pot. So I'm going to move the whole plant that way so I can sit the base of the plant and the stem itself all onto my IKEA cabinet. Actually, what I need to do is get the pot that long stem is going to be in, that big white one. I've got to fill it up with dirt, or potting mix, and I'll bring it straight back. So hold on. Okay, ta-da! I've filled it almost to the brim. And I now want the whole stem to lay over the top. So I'll show you what I mean. So it's time to untangle this girl. Wish me luck. I don't want to ruin any of the alocasias. See, it's like a juggle. There we go. Right. See the stem? Look at it. See the thing? Oh my God. So here's my very large. Alright, so I don't want it to break. Ta-da! So there's the pot, there's the new stem laying in it, but as you can see all the leaves are facing that way. So now I need to get some stakes and pot it into the base so I can velcro up the leaves so they stand upright. Does that make sense? You'll see. It's going to work in my head, right? So I've got these stakes here, you can just see. I know this is a bit awkward, but this is how it's going to be in the filming. These are really sturdy stakes, really, really sturdy and strong, but it's a shallowish pot, so I'm a bit worried. Let's just try it, but I'm a bit worried it's not going to stand up straight enough for me. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work because it's just going to fall over. So I am going to tack into the pot a little bit. It is thick plastic, but it's plastic, so it can melt. So I've got my soldering iron here, and I've got some zip ties, and I'm literally going to zip tie these at the back. So you can see it's okay if it's a little bit leany, I don't mind. So I might put one there, one in the middle, and one to the left, all at the back of the pot. So let's put some holes in. Let's really get these stakes strong and sturdy so I can put this huge McDowell with big leaves, quite heavy stems, and I can pop them facing upwards, like straight upwards. So it's going to look like a beautiful growing stem in nature, like it should, right? So let's do that now.
Okay, that's one. Just. Okay, that's that one. Right, so now I've got very stable.
Right, so now comes the difficult part because I need to somehow bring all of these up. It might take a while because it needs to readjust to light. It's been growing weirdly. So all of my stems right now are held onto this pole because I wanted it to grow upwards, but that didn't work. So we're going to take all of this Velcro off. Probably won't even need the pole in the future, but I'm not going to get rid of that today. There he goes. Bye-bye. He was out. I mean, beautiful. Look how big that leaf is. Oh, but that's okay. Spring's coming. New growth's coming. That's fine. He's going out. There we go. Yeah, poor bubbers. See, I've got long pieces of Velcro that I'm going to reuse. See? Look. So sooner or later the leaf will either, I mean, normally in nature it faces upwards because of the sun. Right, so now I kind of just got to spend a bit of time getting these leaves a little bit more upright. See, this is why I love Velcro, because you can cut it into strips as long as you want and use it and reuse it, right? So I use this for everything. I absolutely love Velcro. Right, so this part here isn't finished. I've got all this extra dirt here, and I want this to grow into the dirt. Now, I could just put a layer of sphagnum moss under. I have done that. I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to literally cover it more with some of the dirt that I've got here on the right. You can't see it, right? So we're literally going to just cover it, because technically where the roots will start growing is here, right? And this one here needs to flatten out a bit. So weight will sooner or later bring him over. You know, one day I'll pop that against a railing or a stake. And then the idea will be to literally chop there, which is right literally above. So I'm chop there. So all of that will sooner or later lay flat. But I want it to grow a little bit more. I definitely need it to grow roots into here so it's stable, because I don't want to chop that off too quickly. I might even do a bit of a notching something there and there. But look how thick that stem is. It's like 3 fingers wide. You can also see now that there's one plant here and then there's one plant here. So I've kind of got 2 separate plants. So while it's not going to look the prettiest for a while, because all the leaves are everywhere, right? But this is going to set it up for future amazingness, right? Because it's going to transfer all the way over. I might sooner or later repot those into here. So it's going to be very interesting. Right, so the fact that I can actually walk in this space is quite new for me. So now comes the part for styling this little area. As you can see, this is taking up a lot of room, so I'm probably just going to do a little bit more faffing, see if I can get the leaves either upright or facing forward or anything like that. But it is a little bit of time for arranging so it looks half arranged and not just functional plant chaos like it did at the beginning, although technically a lot of my plants look like that anyway. Anyway, I digress. So I'm going to use some of the styling tips that I shared in a video a while ago, but as you style it, as I'm going to style it, I'm just going to do what I feel works best. Odd numbers usually work better, so I'm probably going to stick to odd numbers, but let's just style it now. I'm going to take my time, I'm going to rearrange things as I go, and I want to get it to a place where I will look at it and feel good about the space. It'll be nice and clean and not chaos. Okay. For you, this might have been maybe a 20-minute video, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. For me, this has been at least 3.5 hours trying to figure everything out. But look, it's not the most aesthetic because all the leaves are facing all different ways, and I kind of expected that. But I am loving this right now because for me, it is like this mental load off my mind. And everything now has room to breathe. Every plant can be seen. I've got space in front of my counter here so I can actually, wipe the leaves, fill the moss poles properly. I can just appreciate all the plants. And I do still have this baby, which I chopped and propped. So I've got to now repot that up. I'm just waiting for the stem to callus over, which it pretty much has. Nice long aerial root. And then one more, there was a little bit of a casualty as I was moving things around. My poor little, is it there? Yeah, just there. My poor little, this is my alocasia red velvet, my alocasia black velvet. I wish it was a red velvet, but it is quite a decent size, so I'm a bit annoyed that that's gone. But that's okay, it'll start growing now because spring is coming. And the best part is, I actually don't mind looking at this corner now. Before I kind of just avoided it almost. No more plants are trying to escape off the edge. I've dusted all the leaves so there's no dust everywhere. Most of them have fresh potting mix, except for my Mamei, but that's okay. I've got a little bit of extra potting mix on the top just to give it that little bit of extra nutrients. So it's the same shelf, but now when spring kicks in, I'll be ready for it instead of overwhelmed by it and just hoping it does its best over there somewhere, because that's honestly what I was doing before. Honestly, sometimes the biggest transformation isn't about the drama, it's about just creating a space that makes you feel calm, that makes us feel calm with our plants instead of stressed. And there is a second part to this where the stem of the McDowell, I have to chop that. I want to put that plant into the big long growth plant. So I do still need to do more. As I said, I notched my Mamei, so I'm going to chop and prop that a little bit, but that'll be at least another probably 6 months down the track, depending on what happens across spring. Actually, if you do want to see how all of this grows out over the next few weeks and months, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Hit subscribe right now if you haven't yet, because I'll be sharing progress on my community tabs. So make sure you do have a look at the community tabs. I ask polls, I ask questions, I share the latest videos, all sorts. So please do make sure that you're subscribed, not only to see the next video, but also to join in and help me understand what you want to see from this channel. Honestly, I'm so excited now to track how these chopped plants bounce back, the big ones, the little ones, my beautiful McDowell, one of my pride and joys. And if you're playing along with me with your own spring prep, we can actually probably compare notes. So tell me, what have you been procrastinating on that your plants would absolutely love for you to tackle? Is it big? Is it small? Is it a 6-month procrastination wait list like it was mine? Drop it in the comments below. I want to hear about what you've got coming up. Thank you very much for watching. As always, have a week full of leaves, love and laughter, more than you can handle. I hope they've exploded over summer, or I hope they do explode over spring, whichever part of the world you're from. And I will see you in next week's video. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.